Thank you all for watching the Pan-European Movement video channel. The Pan-European Movement is not a classical movement with members, but we've adopted the name Pan-European Movement in the first place because we are a group that tries help changing people's perspective on Europe and instill a sense of pride in Europeans about their culture, history and civilization, and about our values and freedoms. We promote a strong, proud and united Europe in a non-apologetic, non-political correct way, and we are not afraid to address difficult issues, nor do we shy away from big rhetoric. In the long term, we would like to contribute, in our own modest way, to the rise of a pan-European identity that goes hand in hand with people's national, regional, ethnic, religious or otherwise cultural identities. In the short run, however, we have founded our movement in the first place to help save the peaceful, prosperous Europe in which we grew up, although we do want to see reforms toward a more democratic, self-conscious European community with strong outside borders and a strong military. We would like to use this opportunity also to thank everybody who has supported us so far, spreading our pro-European material. When we started our movement more than a year ago, in 2016, Europe was indeed in a dire situation. We were faced by a number of great threats that persist until today. Radical Islamism was on the rise, with gruesome attacks across Europe. Partly overlapping with this problem, there was a wave of uncontrolled mass immigration, bringing many additional problems to our continent. We had increasingly aggressive dictatorships surrounding us, like Russia and Turkey. Then of course we also had the Brexit referendum, the rise of Donald Trump in the United States, and many anti-European far-right parties that tried to use Trump's success to gain power in Europe. There was also a growing irrationality and growing radicalism on the far left, and finally a political establishment that was unable and seemingly unwilling to take strong action against these threats. So in this situation, in late 2016, early 2017, there were many analysts predicting the complete downfall of the entire project of European integration that was built since World War II. To help preventing such an absolute horror scenario, we started the Pan-European movement and said we have to take people's concerns seriously. Instead of calling people who voted for Brexit, for Trump or for the far-right xenophobes or racists, we have to do something about the causes of their fear and anger. Because it is perfectly understandable that people get angry and scared from seeing suicide bombings in our once peaceful Europe, while the outside borders are wide open. Now, 1 year later, we have seen some improvement. Politicians and media started acknowledging and naming radical Islamism as a threat. The nationality of some European Muslims who joined ISIS was taken away, and ISIS, as a state, is all but destroyed. Action has also been taken on mass immigration. Through cooperation with African countries, the influx to Europe has been reduced. Some European politicians, like French President Emmanuel Macron and EU Council President Donald Tusk, have started to use refreshing, strong, unapologetic pro-European language that goes beyond the same old political correct platitudes about tolerance and diversity. Because of these measures, and because of this rhetoric, but also because of the chaos that followed the Brexit and Trump victories, Europeans were wise enough not to bring the anti-European far-right to power in 2017, and the European project was saved for the time being. 2017 was indeed a key year for winning back trust in the EU and also towards the rise of a kind of pan-European patriotism, which we see across our society and also across the political spectrum. Even the still nominally anti-EU far-right has also adopted a kind of pan-Europeanism and is no longer focused just on a nation, but increasingly also on our civilization as a whole. Concluding, we are moving in a good direction, but lots of work still has to be done. We have to fight radical Islamism, defend the borders of our continent, resist the influence of dictatorships, reform and democratize Europe, and work towards the establishment of a pan-European civilizational consciousness. Thank you all for watching this pan-European movement commentary video, and long live Europe!